Hello, Franklin. Thank you for tuning in to this very special episode of One TV. If I may, I would like to say that I don't give the label of inspiration to just anyone. However, my guest today more than personifies the very definition of the word, someone who is humble enough to lead by an upstanding example to inspire others around them. Please help me welcome our brand new Franklin High School principal, Mr. Schmiel. Welcome, Mr. Schmiel. Thank you for sitting down and having a conversation with me.
Thank you very much, Jiraiya.
No problem. What I really wanted to do, I wanted to introduce you to the students who may have not gotten a chance to meet you yet. And for some of the students who have known you for a while but didn't really know you, much like myself. And actually, I must admit, when I was doing my research on you, I really thought I knew you, but turns out I didn't. Franklin, did you know that Mr. Schmiel wrote his own book, AP Art History?
Yes.
Did you also know he graduated from Princeton University and Seton Hall? And when you were at Princeton, you actually graduated with a bachelor's in politics, correct?
Correct.
Also, Mr. Schmiel, he grew up in Elizabeth. So can you describe and chronicle some of your experiences, educational in life, up until this point?
Well, growing up in Elizabeth, I went through the school system. I'm an only child.
Okay.
And my parents, they pushed me hard with my learning, but I also played sports, three-sport athlete, and I had the wonderful opportunity to go to Princeton University. And when I was at Princeton, I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do, and a mentor told me to go into education. And I said, as I think about it, throughout my entire life, I would always be teaching people. Even when I was a football player and I was a captain, if I got a place faster than someone else, I would automatically start teaching it. So I said, this makes sense. So I majored in politics, but I got a teaching certificate, and I was able to get a job in Montgomery High School right out of college. And that's where I taught. I taught all different types of social studies classes for 15 years. And at about year 10, the pastor of my church and my wife, they basically said, you got a calling on your life to lead. And I said, well, yeah, I could see that. And being a leader is tough because, being in the classroom, I was very comfortable in the classroom. I loved that interaction with the students, and I loved the different subjects in social studies that I taught. But at the same time, I was like, if you have a calling to have an impact on a greater number of people, you should follow that.
You should use it,
So I pursued my administrative studies, and then I was really blessed to get an opportunity to be a vice principal at Franklin High School.
It's so beautiful.
And when I got to Franklin, I thought, oh man, I could never leave Montgomery. Then when I got to Franklin, it was like it all connected. Well, and here I am. It's 5 years later, and it was a dream to become the principal of Franklin High School.
Actually, speaking of education, I wanted to find out, because you graduated 23rd out of 900 students at Elizabeth. It's mind-boggling to me. So what is the weight of education, and what is the importance of education in your life?
Well, first of all, I think that we should learn continuously. I think all of us should be learning continuously. It doesn't matter. You learn from having conversations with people. You learn in the classroom. You learn through your sports, through your clubs and activities. So education is absolutely crucial in our lives, and it's really the way we're going to have a major impact on the world around us. Yeah,
that's interesting that you say that. I have one final question for you before we move on. So I wanted to know, and everyone wants to know, what are some of your future plans for Franklin High School? Because when you were confirmed, you said that you want to work with families, you want to work with the students and everyone alike to ensure that we have an amazing experience here at Franklin High School.
Well, what I want to see for the future of Franklin High School is stability and positivity. I want to see all groups coming together and collaborating. And as the principal, I'm going to look to bring together all our different groups. And I'm not going to have the decisions for everyone, but I believe that there'll be a synergy among students, faculty, staff, families, community members, and that we'll all work together to do what's best for the students of Franklin High School. This is an exciting place. And what I want to do is I want to be that leader who's going to be here for many years to come, so the students and their families really get to know me, get the community totally buying into Franklin High School, and eventually lead Franklin High School to be recognized as one of the top high schools in the state of New Jersey. Because if we're meeting the needs of all of our students, the school performance reports will reflect that, and we will move up. And in my heart, I regard our school as one of the greatest high schools in New Jersey. But out there, I want to make it known that Franklin High School is one of the greatest high schools in New Jersey.
Perfect, Mr. Schmiel. So Franklin, I want to take a quick 30-second break, and we'll be right back with Mr. Schmiel.
weird.
Yeah, do that.
Hey guys.
Hey.
15 seconds, stand by. 10 seconds, mics are open.
Doing just fine before I met you. Drink too much and that's an issue, but I'm okay.
Yeah, we're ready. Take me to the top.
Tell your friends it was nice to meet them, but I
Responsibility. Your left, your left.
so hard, moved to the city in a broke down car and 4 years no calls. Now you're looking.
Welcome back, Franklin. I'm still with Mr. Schmiel, and I have a few audience questions. Some of your fans, Mr. Schmiel. So, someone asked me to tell you, I think it was Emma, she wanted me to ask you, what are you most excited for the rest of this school year?
I'm excited to be back with the students, the faculty, and the staff. This is where I feel at home. It's such an exciting place filled with passion and energy, and I just want to be a part of that again. And now I want to be the head leader of all of that.
Yes, beautiful. And then Nicole Curcado, who was a junior, one of my closest friends, she asked me to ask you, what do you imagine Franklin High School's school climate to be like, and how will you encourage that behavior and that change?
Well, what I really want to see is a balance between enjoying school and academic rigor.
Yeah.
So I do think all of us could do better at taking school more seriously, getting to class on time, getting focused in class, and looking to stay in class. Not all classes are a lot of fun. Some are tougher, but you got to know how to stick it out.
Yeah.
And at the same time, there's a time to balance your social life, to see your friends. And I think if we could teach all of us how to do that balance between the social life and getting the work done, we'll have a more powerful student and a more powerful school atmosphere.
Excellent. So, Mr. Schmiel, unfortunately, that's all we have time for questions, but we're going to play a really quick game of Want TV Jeopardy, or really my version. So, since it is Women's History Month, I have questions about some of the most influential women, some space makers, some people who have paved the way. So, my first question is, the first woman to be nominated by a major party's candidacy for president?
I believe that would be Geraldine Ferraro.
You're right.
Ferraro.
But major party, so Democratic, Republican, the answer was Hillary Clinton.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, one more
and
question.
then actually she was nominated for vice president. That's true.
Yes,
That's true.
yes. So the next question is, who's the first woman to hold a seat on the United States Supreme Court? Remember, the first woman.
Sandra Day O'Connor.
There we go. All right, the last question is the first woman to win a gold medal during the Olympics. And this is a gold medal. This is a long time ago. This is
A long time ago. What decade?
1966.
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know, youngster. All right, the question is Margaret Eves Abbott. So, Mr. Schmiel, that's all we have time for.
I should have looked at the teleprompter.
Yeah, you
like
should
you told
have.
me not to.
All right. So, before we go, absolutely last thing. The Franklin High School student body wanted to give you a token of our appreciation, and we wanted to give you a office warming present. So, Emma and I came up with the idea to have staff and students sign this for you. It says, "Welcome home, Mr. Schmiel."
Thank you so much.
So we have staff members and teachers who signed this for you.
This is really beautiful, and I promise this is going to go in a prominent place in my office. It is good to be back, my friend.
This is only a fraction of the students and staff, but this is just for you, Mr. Schmiel.
Thank you.
So that's all we have time for, Franklin. That's all we have time for today. Thank you, Mr. Schmiel, for joining us.
Thank you, Jiraiya.
Thank you, and I'll show you camera. I'll show you guys. That's all we have time for. Check us out next week for a brand new episode of The Set. Mr. Schmiel, I'll let you wrap it up.
Remember to walk the warrior way today and every day.
We'll see you in halls, Franklin.